Hello? Is that better? Hello. Yeah, mic was off. Hello, everybody. Now you can hear me. Can you hear me now? I think you can hear me. Say yes. There it is. What's going on? Good volumes? Good volumes? Mic was off. Silly me. Awesome. All right, let's do that again. Hello, Louis. Hello, Brian. Good to see you again, Brian. Rayo. Nuno. Hello. Love you too, Coog. Love you, buddy. Marwin. Good to see you again, mate. Good to see you again. Gosh, it's all coming in. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. Laura, Dixon, John, Barry. Thanks for joining. Hey, Richard. G'day, Rich. Thanks for joining, mate. All right. Alrighty, guys. Perfectly balanced. Benno, thank you. I love to hear it. I love to hear it, Benno. Mohammed. Hey, Steve. Welcome. Welcome, Steve. Greg. Good to see you, Greg. All right. Cool. Welcome to another week, a weekly live stream. I've got an interesting trade to go through here. I took an X mode trade earlier today. Been a tough week. Had a couple of stop outs on 4-hour trades. But right now I've got 2 one-day trades running in this 15-minute trade X mode that I took earlier today. Hey Euless, good to see you. So we'll go through that. And then we'll answer questions as usual, and we'll just see what's going on. Yeah, I took this AU trade. I took it. I absolutely took it, Raul. Yeah. Let's talk about it, eh? So I took it earlier on today. Took the trade, obviously, around here. So that was about 1,500 hours. So like 3 p.m. my time, something like this, huh? First of all, we've got this kind of like channel forming basically here. Nice looking channel. We're actually at the bottom of that channel now. I was being a little bit greedy and I went for my third position. I'm running it a little bit too far now. We kind of respected the bottom of this channel. I was thinking, if it broke, very good chance we'd get down to here. So I just had my third position running at that point. Now, what I pretty much saw is when I first saw this trade, I came in here and it was right at the top of this channel. Let's just forward. And what's really interesting to see is, if you do trade, trend lines, X mode has absolutely lined up perfectly with this trend line here, okay? So there was potentially an opportunity right at the top of this trend line. And right at this 75% alignment level. At this time, though, the local was slightly in an uptrend at this time when it was right here. So I didn't take it at that point, but then it came out of this in a really impulsive move to the downside. So this massive impulse down. And then we came into this 75% alignment level. Pushed through it very hard. Then we started to consolidate below it. And that's exactly what I want to see, right? I want to see some, bearish momentum in this type of trade. We saw the local crossover and then we saw it basically consolidate here. And if I zoom in a little bit, we kind of got this like funny looking flag thing here. It wasn't a super clean flag, but it's just a consolidation below what's now becoming a resistance basically. So we had this consolidation here, caught some entries there, punched straight out of it, had my first TP there, had another TP here, and I extended a third TP all the way down to there. Just because, we had this channel here, which I could very clearly see, so I was just going to let it run down. And yeah, got to the bottom of the channel as we kind of saw, but yeah, bounced off that channel. So, we might see it punch through the channel now. We might not sure. See how it goes. I might adjust this final take profit take a little bit of profit before it gets down there. We'll just see what happens. Okay? So yeah, that's the trade breakdown, basically. We've got a couple of one-day trades running at the moment. So this one-day trade on USD Swiss franc looks quite good, in a good uptrend. And USD SEK, low uptrend on this one, but you know, we've got some good respect of this level in the past, which I'm cool with. I'm happy with that. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to come back up and repeat again. It might come back, you know, it could come back to this. I'm pretty sure there's like a neutral level around here. It could come back to that, but I don't know. No idea. No idea. I'm not really like trying to guess what the market's going to do next. I'm just waiting to see what it gives me, basically. So yeah, just waiting to see what it gives me. I don't really like try to predict it, Laura, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I saw it, Steve. Jake, power cut there. That's no good, mate. That's not good. G'day, Sean. How you doing? Can I review pound Aussie dollar? Yeah, what time frame is it on? Johannes, hola to you too, buddy. What time frame are we looking at here, Marwin? What time frame are we looking at? One day. Okay. So, trade's triggered, right? So we're one candle after this trade is triggered, okay? Usually I don't concern myself too much just one candle after it triggers. We have quite a healthy stop loss here, okay? One concern I do have is that right now we're looking like we're wicking off this level, you know, to the downside. However, we've still got 7 hours till this candle even closes. So I'm not making any sort of judgment on this candlestick before it closes, all right? You know, in this last 7 hours, it could literally just punch back above this level and close somewhere up here, you know, very, very easily. So I'm not really making any sort of judgment on it. Trend looks good. Overall, trade looks good. So I'm happy with it. I'd take it. We could very comfortably get back to these levels. You know, we've got high lows forming. Yeah, looks fine. Mohammed, please discuss pound stop out trades to remember in future. Which trade, Mohammed? Which trade is it? Oh, look at that candle. If this closes the bearish engulfing, I'll be very happy. Looks good at the moment. Needs to break through that. What are we at, Mohammed? 4 hour euro pound. Euro pound on the 4 hour time frame. This one. Sideways trend at the moment. I mean, this local trend is huge. 400%. Whew. Hello. Wow. I mean, this is crazy. It's sideways. I'm probably not super keen on taking it just because it's sideways right now, in terms of the RTD. If we were still in some sort of a, you know, reasonable downtrend, I'd probably look at taking this. And I'm even kind of thinking right now on my one-day trade, you know, when it gets there, how is it going to look when it gets there? So, yeah, I mean, it could certainly play out. It could certainly play out. You know, these are those liquidations we talked about that we're looking for. Just super strong. I mean, super, super, super bullish. So, yeah. Sideways just plays with my head a little bit. The neutral stopped out. It was BRC before any percentage to consider for local strong for shorts, Muhammad. Yeah, I mean, oh, this neutral stopped out? Yeah, it did. This neutral did stop out. And, you know, that's part of the game, right? When you get the volatility, I mean, you're trading on the 4-hour time frame here. So when you get this volatility, you're most likely going to get stopped out. You just got to be prepared to, you know, move on and take the next trade and let that law of large numbers play out, basically, okay? You're not going to win every single trade. You're not going to win every single trade. And this is just one of those ones where we got an insane amount of volatility just punch us straight through the level. My strategy mode markups. I think this is just an old trade I've had sitting in here for a while, if that's the one you're talking about, Brian, on the one-day time frame here. Yeah, Euro has been on a tear. EuroCAD with similar price action. Yeah, I mean, but look at it in the scheme of things, though. Like, look at the one-day time frame. I mean, yeah, there are a couple of bullish candles, for sure. But there's a point, this isn't just going to keep going like this, right? So there's a point here where there's a very good chance that we're going to catch it and it's going to, you know, come down into our TPs. So it's been on a tear, but it could be the exact kind of deviation we're looking for, you know, especially if it rips hard up to here. Pound Swiss franc, Armin. It won't let me execute pound Swiss franc day trade. This one? Let's have a look, huh? So that's a 4-hour trade, pound Swiss franc. What is the area you're getting? Hey Martin. What's the area you're getting, Arman? What do you think of EuroCAD 4-hour? Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind this one, actually. I mean, this is not sideways. This is in a strong downtrend, actually, still. Yeah, it broke this previous high, for sure. But I think there's a good chance of at least a TP1 here, for sure. Absolutely. Let's place it. The blue button is grayed out. Okay, if the blue button is grayed out, then you're probably... Usually that just means that the trade's on the wrong side of the entry, typically. Tom, been a few chats this week whether we should cross-check 4-hour with 1-day time frame like we do with 1-hour, 4-hour. Some say no, but I think Asger indicating we should. Confused now, so please give us your wisdom. Yeah, I mean, it's always good to cross-check different time frames. It's always good to cross-check different time frames just to see what the level's looking like on that other time frame, see what the price action looks like on that time frame. I think Asger has plans to do a specific video on this type of thing just to explain that side of things. So, yeah. But yeah, I generally will regularly check different time frames and do like a cross time frame analysis of the trade just to have a look at the level on the higher time frame, things like that. Make sure that I'm not, you know, buying into resistance or selling into support or something like this, okay? I'll regularly do that for sure. The example in EuroCAD, I was thinking of placing limits on the 4-hour hard resistance, but I wonder how likely we are to break through to the hard end on the 1 day. EuroCAD? Oh, this is the one I just placed. Yeah, I mean, look at this though. Yes, it looks bullish, but it's due to go find some liquidity eventually. Like, it has to go find some liquidity eventually, and this could be that exact moment when it goes and looks for that liquidity, right? You know, we've just had this march to the upside, straight into all these liquidations all through here, okay? All these liquidations. So, you know, it's likely to go find some liquidity at some point, and this might be that exact point, right? You know, we've got some previous structure here. So it could certainly be the point. So I'm pretty happy with this. You know, the trend is still quite strong on this one. The trend is still quite strong on this one. So I'm willing to take the risk on this trade. Hey, Craig. Welcome. Are EXD trades replaced with swing? Oh, no. Swing trades are just on the 4-hour and the 1-day time frame. More just referring to the time side of things that's going to take for them to play out, being a swing trade. Yes, this is an extension setup, but it's a swing trade because it's on the 4-hour time frame. Makes sense? Euro yen 4-hour above the neutral level at the moment. Global local uptrend. When would you look to come in on a trade? Euro yen. I'm guessing it's an X mode trade. Let's take a look. This one? Okay. I'm assuming you're trying to trade something like this. My concern right now is that it's a fake out just like it was right here. Okay. So I'd be looking to get a confirmation of a close on the higher time frame. So I've got 7 hours till this candle closes, because notice this here. Look at how this price came up here, wicked off, came back down, and ended up back in kind of like this rangy area here. That fake out looks depressing. Yeah. So yeah, I'd be waiting to get a confirmation on the higher time frame before I looked at taking any sort of trade off this level here. Because, yeah, like I just said, I'm just mindful of that. Kazet Nizer. Do we have to refresh for the candles to move in the navigator? I'm currently stuck on a certain time. Any ideas? No, mine are refreshing. What market is it? Tell me the market. Yeah, let me know the market and I'll go check it, okay? The fake out looks depressing. Okay, cool. when looking at the trend, is the local trends relevant to the lower time frames and the global to the higher time frames, Craig? Yes, I remember someone asked me in Telegram to talk about this now. Yeah. So they work in conjunction with each other. Okay, so RTD works in conjunction with each other. So that where the local is trading relative to the global is just as important as whether the local is in a downtrend or an uptrend, and whether the global is in a downtrend or an uptrend, okay? So the higher that the local is trading above the global, the stronger the trend typically, and the thicker each one of them are, the stronger the trend as well, okay? Now, when you're trading on various time frames, typically the local trend, you're worried more about that on the 15-minute and 1 hour time frame. So the local trend has bigger impact on my decision making on the 15-minute and 1 hour time frame. And the global trend has a bigger impact on my decision making on the 4 hour and the 1 day time frame. Okay? Now, even if I'm trading on those lower time frames, I'm typically still looking for something like the local to be below the global. And if I can get the global in my favor as well, even on the low time frames, then that is really ideal for me. Okay, so if I can get both of them in my favor on those low time frames, then that's awesome. But you know, I'm kind of referring a bit more, putting more weight in my decision making process to the local trend on the low time frames and to the global trend on the higher time frames. But overall, you know, it is really important where they are trading relative to each other, and that's where this number kind of comes in here. This gives us an idea of all of those things combined, so we can kind of just look at one place and go like, okay, cool, yeah, I can see what this trend is doing immediately, just with one number, basically. What about 5 minute? 5 minute, you need to work more on price action, basically. You know, 5 minute, yeah, local is kind of important, but I mean, there's that mess around we had with the Oanda thing. Oanda was just giving us bad data. But you know, you can still have this type of thing happen. Hard moves and breaking of multiple levels against the overall trend here on that 5 minute time frame. Like, it just dumped through a neutral level, a hard support level, before coming back again. So yeah, you need to worry more about, you know, visually, what are you seeing here in terms of what the price action looks like, basically. Great for the 5 minute time frame and lower than that. So I mean, really trading on those time frames, you really got to know what you're doing, doing that type of scalping. ETH BTC, Binance 15 minute, but is currently happening on all my time frames where, unless I refresh, the price won't move. No worries, Craig. Oh, we got an entry on EuroCAD. Okay, let's take a look, huh? Nice. See what happens. Let's check that ETH BTC pair. Anyone else having this problem? Let's get Dixon to have a look into that one, yeah? Just see if that's a problem, Dixon. Cool. All right, EuroCAD. Let's worry about that. Everything on Binance feed? Awesome. All right, we'll get we'll look into that. When will the alerts be coming to the platform? The alerts are almost done. Just working on some UI kind of stuff, you know, make them look pretty usable, that type of thing, but soon. Very soon. Very soon. I know I've been saying very soon, but yeah, pretty much done. This would be the first test of the level on EuroCAD. Yeah. Yeah, first test. Not long, Rob. Yeah, Euless, first test, bud. Alright. Been some volatility, huh? What's the VIX doing? Sir, why are I not enter EuroCAD cause strong trend? Why didn't you? Yeah, I mean, you see that kind of trend, but overall, you know, we're still looking at a strong downtrend here. And like I was saying before, you know, we kind of had this just strong march up, basically. So there's got to be a point where the market looks for liquidity, okay? It can't just keep going up like that constantly. So this here, it's got to come find some liquidity somewhere at some point. You know, markets don't just do this. Like I was saying the other day, you know, markets, they move up, they move down, they move up, they move down. So, you know, it's like breathing in and out, basically. Think of like the market right now, it's breathing out really hard, you know, breathing out really hard, and eventually it has to take a breath in order so that it can breathe out again. Straight into this? Yeah, we could. There's a chance. There's a chance. But, you know, I'm willing to take the trade. You know, my rules are telling me take the trade, so I'm going to take the trade. That simple. Can check out US 30. I can. Flynn, hi Tom, thanks. Thoughts on Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar? Are you having some issues with the audio? Anyone else having issues with the audio? Let me know, yeah? Let me know. Let's check US 30. Perfect, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Now for the law of large numbers to do its thing, that's it. Only the funny accent. Saying my accent's funny. What? I think it's your end, Joe, unfortunately, buddy. Yeah, sorry, mate. US 30. Strong uptrend. Pushing into some resistance right now. Not really doing anything at this stage. We can look lower, see maybe there's something to do here. Nothing to do at this moment. Maybe there's a trade here. For sure. Probably a trade there, but not right now. I'm not doing anything on US 30. Whoever Nothing wrong with the accent. That's right. All right, where are we at? Someone asked something about. Someone gave me a good compliment and then asked about RTD. So if you want your question answered, give me a compliment first. Don't say I have a weird accent, Coog. Thank you for your great work. No problem. What do the percentages of RTD mean, and what ranges to expect and how to interpret? Yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, so the RTD, basically these percentages are like relative, give you an idea of the relative strength compared to previous trends. So basically what our algorithm does for the RTD is it looks back into the market in the past and has a look at what the strength of this trend was, basically. And then these percentage numbers give us an idea of the relative strength of the current trend compared to how it has been in the past. So you can kind of make an assessment now what this trend is like compared to how it was previously, basically. Now, you know, like I was talking about before, the local is important for the lower time frames. The global is more important for the higher time frames, but then how they move in relation to each other. For example, you know, whether there's one above the other, like the local above the global, in this case, is very important. And that's where this overall trend comes in, basically. So the uptrend, it's a strong 123% uptrend, which is pretty much combining here the global strength along with the local strength and how far away the local is from the global. So the thicker the RTD, the stronger the trend in general, and that's basically what these numbers are giving you. Hope that helps. But this is nice here. I mean, this was a good looking trade right here. You know, we had this kind of bleed down into this support, pretty much, you know, like you call this like a descending wedge kind of thing. Popped out of that to the upside. Would have been a good trade if US 30 was your market. I try to enter some pairs, but it tells me disabled. Why? Which ones are you trying to enter? Tell me which ones you're trying to enter, and I'll go and try to enter them, and we'll see, okay? That's, Bandil. Yes, Marwin. On the higher time frames, you know, we don't mind if the local trend is against the global trend. Like I always say, you know, if you're getting an entry on the higher time frames, like the 1 day time frame specifically, usually you're actually going to see the local going against the global. And there's nothing wrong with that. We just don't want it to cut in too hard, basically. We don't want it to be cutting in and going below the global. Yeah, we don't want it to be cutting in. Exactly, took the words out of my mouth. You're trying to enter this here, and it tells you disabled. Awanda is your broker. Okay, it could be because you need to map the pairs, so click here, go to mapping, and then type in USD CAD. And then go to your broker and see what your broker has. Because sometimes I've known Awanda to put in after where it says USD CAD, like a -E or something like this. So yours could be -E that it's executing on, and it's not letting you execute for that reason. If that's the error message you're getting, saying like trade disabled, go and map the pair like this, okay? And then click that, and then click plus, and then it'll map it together, all right? Just like that. Yours is most likely -E, I would say, Bandle. -E or dash something or other. Okay, cool. Don't forget to leave a like, guys. Like the video for me if you could. That would be great. And how do you like the Friday video that I did? Like that series, The Essentials? I think Essentials sounds like a good name for it. Chris. How are you, Chris? Sorry for the late joining you. Mate, no problem. I can't. You're above me on the leaderboard now, Chris. So I can't talk too badly about you, can I? Yeah. Just playing leapfrog right here. Can we talk about the importance of trading off the 75%, 100% alignment levels? Yeah, I mean, these are the levels of most confluence in the market. That's why we trade around those levels. So basically, those points have been respected the most in the market. Maybe they're, got some, a lot of liquidity in those levels, things like that. So that's why it's important to trade around those levels in most cases. I mean, I showed before here, there was a trend line here. So, you might be a trend line trader and be like, oh, I'm trading my trend line here. That was also a 75% alignment level right at the top of this. You can see right there. So, yeah, basically they're the levels of most confluence in the market. Essentials are awesome. Thanks, Benno. Thank you. Alright. How are we looking on... Oh, EuroCAD got that trigger there. Thanks, Yulis. The essentials are what definitely we need to learn about trading outside the actual skill of trading from what I can see, my guy. Awesome. Yeah, I'll do just finance, trading related stuff. So yeah, just comment on those videos if you wanted me to talk about something in particular, and I'll talk about that. Whatever it is you want to know about trading, finance, whatever it is, okay? Alright. Let's check out some trades. A lot of USD pairs coming up right now. US dollar's strong at the moment. It's a while away from the entry. It's been repeated a few times. Sideways as well. Yeah, that's probably my pick out of those three. EuroCAD. This must be a one-day trade. Oof. RTD's cutting in deep here. I'll leave it. Euro pound. CAD Swiss franc. Yeah, I've got a one-day trade there as well, so I'm taking the one-day trade in this case. On CAD Swiss franc. I don't trade that anyway. Few crypto pairs. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. Doesn't look too bad. Probably taking this one though, EuroCAD, if I'm taking any extension trade. I always like using RSI. Do you suggest not using RSI? I don't use it. I mean, when you start adding these things to a strategy, you start losing perspective a little bit, right? You start losing perspective. You're adding too many things, and your mind just gets filled up with all this crap. Basically, like, I don't use RSI divergence. Some people do. It works for them because that's part of their strategy. But the great thing about what we've built at Breakfree Trading is pretty much like, you can come in and you get given a framework, okay? You can come in as like a brand new trader and be given a framework of how good trading works, trading with the trend, trading on higher time frames, trading around important levels. And then, as you move through like the hierarchy of competency, then you kind of like mold a strategy to your personality, okay? And as you mold this strategy to your personality, then that's where you really start seeing great results, okay? So there's like a hierarchy of competency. I don't know if you've ever heard of this before, but basically, like you start off as at unconscious incompetence. So it basically means you're incompetent at something, you don't know how to do something, and you don't even know that you don't know how to do it, all right? And then the next level of that hierarchy is... the next level up here basically is conscious incompetence. It's when you kind of go, all right, I realize that I don't even know what I'm doing here. And the thing about Breakfree Trading is that we kind of take you through this hierarchy of competence. Okay, you start off, you don't know what you're doing. You don't even know that you don't know what you're doing, but you know that you've got a structure here that you can trade with. Then as you move through the hierarchy, you know, the next level is conscious competence. So you can consciously be kind of competent at what you're doing. If you're thinking about it really hard, you kind of know what you're doing, okay? And then at the end here, you've got unconscious competence. It's where basically you can react on instinct and you have, you know, such a kind of flowy way of doing things that you can kind of instinctively see things and you can take trades just really instinctively, basically. And this is kind of the hierarchy that you'll work through in trading or anything in life, basically. If you think about any job you've ever had as well, or any sport you've ever played, you go through this same hierarchy of competence. So you've got to actually recognize where you are on this hierarchy first, though. You've got to recognize where you are in this hierarchy. And if you're trying to trade like somebody who's at the level of like Asger, for example, and is in like an unconscious competence level, then you're going to get wrecked because you don't have those skills and you don't have those instincts to be taking these trades. You've got to recognize that, hey, look, I'm kind of consciously incompetent at this right now, so I've got to follow this strategy, and then I can start molding my personality into what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Yeah. Conscious incompetence, conscious competence, unconscious competence. That's right. Yeah, exactly what I said. Yeah. Thank you, Rao. I've made it to conscious incompetence. That's good. That's good. You know, when you realize, look, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to basically, you know, follow this strategy until I do start to get an understanding of what I'm doing. It's perfect. I need at least 6 months of practice. Perfect. That answer was deep. Rashad, I'm a deep guy, okay? Thanks, Tom. I needed to hear that. Yeah. That's some deep talk. Philosopher in trading. No worries, guys. No worries. Look, it's not just trading though. You know, it's everything in life. Anything you do in life. Like I used to play. I played rugby union in Australia here for like 10 years, and in hindsight, I can see my progression through that hierarchy, basically. So, anything you do, you can reflect on, and you can identify where am I in this hierarchy, and what do I need to do, basically. Once you get into those higher levels, then you're working on instinct, pretty much. Donovan, philosophy, psychology, the most important part to trading. I'm learning this as a newbie. That's right. And, you know, you've really got to protect your psychology when you first start. That's why we always say, you know, like, never close a trade in the red. Never deviate from this strategy, because it's going to mess with this psychology that you've got here. And you're going to think that you're higher on this hierarchy than what you actually are. So it's really important to keep that in mind. And where are you on this hierarchy when you're trading? I had a great Feb, and half of March was bad, and I don't know why. Yeah, Feb and March were good months. Half of March was bad, and I don't know why. Reflect on what trades were you taking in the half of March that was, you know, bad. Gristle. Yeah, Gristle. Did you move down the time frames? Did you move into lower time frames in that second half of March when you noticed this bad trading start to happen? Is that what happened? Just reflect on that. Go back and have a look at those trades and see what happened. I would probably say that you started moving down the time frames, or, you know, bit of volatility came into the market and you got stopped out on a few, you know, 4-hour trades as well. That's what happens. Got to think about this, you know, beyond month to month, beyond even quarter to quarter. Look at it year on year. Got to think about, how long am I going to be trading for? How long am I going to be trading for? You know, if I'm going to be trading for the next 10, 15, 20 years, something like this, then why do I need to worry about getting rich next month? So, yeah, keep that on lock as well. All right, if you like my philosophy lesson, guys, give us a like. Let's go. Hierarchy of competency. Where are you? Where are you? Let me know in the chat here. Yeah, lower time frame, many trades reach stop loss quickly. Yep, for sure. It happens. You're going to be catching a lot of trades. You're going to be catching a lot more trades on the lower time frame, but inherently you're going to have a lot more volatility as well. And the volatility as well is something that the reason why you're catching more trades on the low time frame is because of that volatility, but volatility is a double-edged sword. The volatility can get you in and get you out of a trade very quickly, and it can also, stop you out of a trade just as quickly as well. So as you move down those time frames, we absolutely know that it's just over kind of like a 50% winning rate on those 15-minute trades. But when you look at the one-day trades, like, for example, one-day metal trades, we've been at about 88% recently. So, those trades have been very good when they do catch those entries. That's why it's so important that when you're trading the lower time frames, you need to be able to read the price action just as much as, just placing the entries like you kind of do on the higher time frames, okay? That's why we talk about always, trade the high time frames. High time frames is really, the least stress. You have to make decisions a lot slower. So, you don't have to be right here in front of the chart kind of all the time. I mean, really, I should have taken this off the table here. Right? I should have taken it off the table here, absolutely. And I probably knew I should have taken it off the table here. I just didn't do it, and that's my own error here. So now I'm kind of waiting to see what's going to happen around this level. Is it going to come back down here? I'm not sure, but I kind of knew like this trade's run its course, and I should probably take it off the table, but I didn't do it. And that's what I mean on the lower time frames. You've got to make that decision and you can't hesitate. And I hesitated and I didn't take it off the table. Anyone else enjoying the music? Tom, please share the playlist. Oh yeah, I will. It's a playlist on YouTube. I'll send you a link. Just ping me in Telegram and I'll send you a link, Rao. When do you consider moving down to 1 hour time frame? It depends on you, Marwin. What I would say is you can move down to the 1 hour time frame and trade it on a demo and just see what you're dealing with, okay? Trade a demo on the 15-minute and 1 hour, trade your real account on the higher time frames, and just get a feel for what you're dealing with, okay? That's what I'd probably do. Yeah, this is a banger, this song. This is an absolute banger. I think I'm more competent than I really am, and I've been trading on the 1 hour and 15-minute for years getting wrecked. Yeah, Rashad. It happens, man. It happens. And it's good that you've realized this now, and you're kind of in that point of maybe you're somewhere in conscious incompetence right now. So, Rashad, it's completely fair. Jump back on those higher time frames. Trade the low time frames on a demo account, okay? Just to get a feel for it. You're not risking anything. Just trade it on a demo account. On the lower time frames, just buying support and selling resistance when at 100%. Okay, Craig. Yep. I mean, it's a solid strategy. It's a sound strategy, and you'll still win more than you lose, most likely, if you're just trading around those 100% levels. You're going to feel a bit of pain, though. You're going to feel a bit of pain, because you're going to get stopped out a lot as well. Yeah. That's right, Martin. Nothing wrong with sticking exclusively to higher time frame trades. Exactly. Sean, do you have any details on BFT funding, or is this a topic for another day? So we've been planning it for a little while. What details do I have for you? Look, it's going to be a good program. What we want to do is we recognize that, you know, most funding programs, a lot of people lose in them, and that's how the funding program really ends up making their money. So we want to make a more human approach to funding, basically. So that's why there's going to be the coach included, someone that you can kind of lean on emotionally pretty much throughout the funding program, throughout your time in the program, just to make sure that, you know, like that everybody's aligned in terms of what we're hoping to achieve. You know, we want to get people in this, and we want people to make money, and we want people to change their lives, basically. So yeah, we kind of want it to be a bit more human approach to what the typical funding program is. That's what we really want to do. Just wondering, how would you trade 1 hour time frame on natural gas? It is a great downtrend, and I remember you like to short such trends, Chris. Nat gas. Yeah. Even the 4 hour from here looks pretty good. Oh, go away. I wonder what, does anyone know what this is in Icy Markets MetaTrader 5? I might not have it. I might need to request it from them. Thanks. Yeah, sweet. Cheers, Chris. Yeah, I mean, this is just dying, isn't it? Came hard off this support here, but, you know, I think this is a reasonable trade, something like that. Has played out once already, bearing in mind. If I'm looking at this here as kind of my important zone. Not bad. It has played out once, and this is coming up very, very strong. So I'd probably see how it reacted at this level here before taking this one. Just because it's already played out once. If it was a first test like this, happily going to short this to the ground. But because it's the second, I'm a little bit wary. I got the pound Swiss franc 1 day trade and was going to ask you, shouldn't we consider cancelling as it's almost crossing below the global? Let's have a look. It's close. It's close. I still like that the global's in 115% uptrend, and it is the 1 day time frame, so I'm putting a lot more. Yeah, Chris. I'm putting a lot more weight right now on the global trend than I am the local trend at this point on this trade. I'm still okay with it. I'm still okay with it because it is a 1 day trade and the global is still looking pretty good. Hello, Simo. Must be getting late down there for you, mate. Very good. Alrighty, guys. Been about an hour. Get in all those final questions. Anything you want to ask, get it in, and I will answer it. And yeah, make sure to remember to leave a like, leave a comment saying how great I am. No, leave a comment saying whatever, I don't know. But yeah, leave a like and yeah, ask any questions for the end of this stream, okay? How much manual X mode trading do I do, Brian? Oh, I saw this before, Brian. Sorry I didn't answer it, mate. I do. It just depends how the market's looking at the time, Brian. I place a lot of sonar trades. I do place a lot of sonar trades. But if I've got something like this that's just in my face, then I'm absolutely going to take it. But I do trade a lot of sonar, though. I absolutely do trade a lot of sonar. What I kind of do is I use the sonar almost like a screener to find those good trends. So like usually the sonar trades are the ones where you've got like the strong local and the strong global trend at the same time. And I use that kind of like a screener, and then say I've got like, you know, a 4-hour opportunity on something, then I might drop down the time frames and just see what's going on a lower time frame. Like here, for example, you know, we've got this level right there. I might drop down to the 15-minute and just kind of go, all right, well, what's going on here? All right, well, I've got a local uptrend, so I'm not going to really do anything here, but that's kind of what I do. I use this almost like a screener, and then I'm always looking at, you know, like markets that I really like to trade. Bitcoin, why do I like trading this right now? Because we're in a strong trend pretty much. And just looking for opportunities on those strong trending markets, using mostly the sonar as my screener, but then I'm placing those sonar trades all the time as well though. Dirk, you are great. Thanks, Dirk. You're great too. Chris, you mentioned foundation program. Do you mean is there the funding program, Chris? Yeah, the funding program is kind of our replacement. No, not replace. I wouldn't call it a replacement for Dojo, but you know that's kind of the direction we wanted to take Dojo in anyway. So that's the funding is. Yeah, the funding program is kind of the direction we wanted to take Dojo, and that's kind of how we're building it, basically. So yeah, there won't be something back how Dojo was exactly the same. No. Yeah. All right. I think that's the end of my playlist. Alrighty, guys. Well, if there's no other questions, I'm going to sign off. Wishing you guys all the best for the rest of your day or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Yeah, funding program. Depending on where you are in the world, wishing you all the best for your day. Remember, don't forget to tune in on Friday for the Essentials series, Monday, weekly market review, and every Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time, I think it is, for this live stream. Really appreciate you all joining again. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for all the questions, for the engagement. I'm glad you liked it. And yeah, just stay active in the groups, stay active in Telegram, say g'day in Telegram, and I will say g'day back. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.